So thank you everybody for joining us today. Can you guys hear me okay? A head nod? Okay, great, thank you. So super excited to be announcing our Zephyr Heights, but before we get into that, I just want to make a few announcements about to get information for your clients and for you so you know what's going on all the time. So first of all, a lot of you have been showing for quite some time the model home on 1922. We are closing on that property and will no longer be available as a model home as of this Wednesday, the 14th. So take that off your list. Don't go there. Somebody's going to be living in the home. However, we do have a brand new model we're keeping up in Tower. And that one is at 1822 Deerfield. So it's got a real pretty view out the back, and that one will be staged this Friday. So as of the 17th, you should be able to take your clients through the model home at 1822 Deerfield. Okay. We also do have another home in Great Basin Estates. Great Basin Estates has a model there that's available for your buyers. So the model that we're opening on Deerfield is just a model. The one that we have in Great Basin at 2113, you guys can sell that. So go over anytime that's vacant, has a Supra on it. That one's ready to go for your clients. We have two homes, one under construction in Spring Creek. That's a spec. It's at foundation, and that will be completed for your buyer the end of January, and that is 567 Palace Parkway. And I'm trying to remember, is that, Nathan, can you unmute yourself for a second? I think that one's a Zephyr. Let's see.
That's a Genoa model.
That's our Genoa model. So that's like the model that we have at 1922 and the model that we have at 1822 Deerfield. So you guys will be able to show that one and sell that one that we are going to be framing soon, right, Nathan? Framing? He said yes. Okay. So on the side of your screen, you guys should be able to see the Beck Weekly Update. And if you're not getting this update every week, please let my team know by emailing or calling my office at 753-2898 if you or the agents aren't. So this weekly update comes out every Friday, and it's up to date for the most part, but that way you have the information if you're showing on the weekend, because I know that's when a lot of buyers like to go looking, is on the weekend. So every Friday we try to get this up to date so you have that information should you be showing that weekend as to what we have. So if you look at the first page, and we kind of change it up, the format stays the same, but it looks a little differently each week just to freshen it up. You can see, for instance, our model that we have at 2113 is right here on the cover. And this is for sale. Your buyers can buy this home. It's being offered at $439. The update that you should be getting every week. So again, the Village Green Circle house on the cover, that's available. You can go over there, show that today. You can sell that. Your buyers can get moved in as soon as their loan closes.
Oh,
that is our Carson plan. It's being offered at $439,000. So here's some of the super exciting news that we have. Beck Built Homes is now offering a $10,000 incentive. So we have several of our preferred lenders. The most recent is John Roussel with iServe. He's joined us, as well as Guild, and then Mike Osborne, and then Lorena with CMG. So those preferred lenders are still in place. And I was talking to some of the lenders, kind of getting an idea as to what the buyers are mostly interested now. Is it the price and the interest rate? What are they trying to accomplish when they're looking for a home? One of them told me that 90% of the buyers are trying to get their interest rate to buy down. So then I pulled another lender that said that mortgage insurance is a real big asset right now that a seller, a builder, can pay for a buyer. The upfront funds, which on average could save them $300 in their monthly payment. So with this $10,000 incentive that Beck Built Homes is offering, that really gives your buyers a leg up. So what we have is Beck making this offer out. We're going to do that on our pre-sales right now. You can also use that closing costs. For instance, when I was talking to John, he said on average, based on the sales price, let's just say Beck paid $5,000 towards mortgage insurance. That buyer can take that other $5,000 and use that for closing costs or to buy down their rate. So this is a great incentive for your buyers, you guys, right now. You might have to talk to your lenders if they're not one of the preferred ones so that they understand that the seller can pay that mortgage insurance. So on this front page, you can see we have Great Basin inventory 10, Hamilton Stage 6, Spring Creek 12, Sun Valley Estates 18, and Tower Hill we're pretty well sold out. But again, we have that model that's going to be available for you Friday. Let's see, we talked about Great Basin Estates. We talked about the incentive. So on these pages that you get every week, I know there's a bunch of them. But it's real handy. So if you have a client that's coming into the market, say Saturday, and they want to know what's available, Friday, you're going to get the most up-to-date information that's going to show you the prices, the status of the home. You guys can see that, the model of the home, if colors have been selected, and if not, Nathan, I think we're going to have the colors in the new model home. Is that right, on Deerfield?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so they'll be able to go there. If you get a client that wants to do a new construction, just notify my office. We'll send you out a questionnaire that just helps the Beck team know, what area your buyer wants, what floor plans to prepare for the Beck meeting. We're going to find out, do they have a home to sell? Is it listed? Have they been to one of the preferred lenders? Because the preferred lenders all offer out that $1,000 towards your buyer's closing costs as well. So in essence, your people are not only getting $10,000 from Beck, but another $1,000. I mean, this is a screaming deal for your clients right now, you guys. So keep that in mind, especially for those buyers that are on the fence and may not qualify. Spring Creek, you can see the foundation, the Genoa that we just talked about. Colors have been selected on that one, Nathan, it says. 514,700. And then if we go down the page with Spring Creek, like I'm doing, 742 Walcott, I believe that's the other one. No, excuse me, 611 Westcott is the other one right here. But I think, Nathan, you said that's a Zephyr, not an Overton. Is that right? You're going to switch that one? 611 Westcott? Or
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, we decided to switch that to a Zephyr model.
Okay, so Nathan is going to switch that to the Zephyr, so the price is going to change on that. Okay, Sun Valley Estates. So Sun Valley Estates is a little bit more complex when you're showing that property. So if you have a buyer that's interested in Sun Valley Estates and they've driven out there, they like the location, they're interested, but they just have no clue on how to find these lots, let us know. And either Nathan or Mike will meet the client out there with you, the agent, and show those lots, show, what's available, because they're 40-acre parcels. And when you get out there, it's so hard to figure out, even with a map, exactly where you are. But I think, KP, we have some of those marked out there, because I know you're out there all the time.
So yeah, the corners are marked. So you do have to, kind of get out of your vehicle and take a look at that T-post. And usually there's an orange ribbon tied to it, but there's a lot of posts and markers out there, and that's for the road to be built correctly and setbacks and all. But look, if you have a map, you can kind of find your way, and you can find the corner. And if you get out and you see the T-post, you can see it's written on there what corner you're on. It's on each side of the post. So it really isn't that hard to find unless you've never been out there and you have no clue, then it might be more difficult. But the corners are marked. And I can find almost any lot out there because it's marked.
Great. Thank you, KP.
Not hard.
So yeah, so the Sun Valley Estates, you can see, if you scan down the prices, the models. So one of the most important things I want to mention, you're looking at this update each week, but say you have a client that's coming in and their price range and you want to put together like a nice packet. So when they arrive and you're showing new construction, you can hand it to them, is you can go to the Beck Built Homes website, go to communities, And you can click and you can get maps of the location. There's also a button on the website where you can push floor plans. All those floor plans are there, so you can put a complete package together. Or if you have somebody coming in and you're really struggling, just call Bobby Montrose. Somebody on my team will help through it or get something put together for you so that you are prepared for that meeting when that buyer's coming in. And the big announcement of our Zephyr Heights, we are finally ready to start selling homes up in Zephyr Heights. So again, you can go to Beck Built Homes and grab that map, and you can see all of the lots and how they're laid out. If you drive up there, you'll be able to see the yard signs on the right-hand side, which is where we're planning to start our new model spec home. So we will have a spec home. It's going to be a few months before we have that ready. We're going to be doing some new floor plans. If you go to the Beck Built Homes and see our floor plans, you're going to notice we've got some 2-story floor plans that are coming out. We have the option of RV garages on some of those floor plans. We're going to spec our model home as the Summerlin floor plan. Is that right, Nathan? The Summerlin, yes. So that's one of our 2 stories. We're super excited. We're going to have some different finishes in these houses. They're going to look a little different, but the whole subdivision is going to be more of a conforming subdivision. So they're all going to have a certain amount of stone, stucco, and siding on them so that they look different, but it's all conforming for that subdivision. So it's going to be very upscale looking, very nice. We do have some CCRs. Those are, I believe, uploaded now to your associated docs. In every one of our subdivision, you will see CCRs if they have them. I think the only one that doesn't is Great Basin. You'll see in the city, we do have the sewer, what is that called? Sewer landscape, what you have to do in the city, that's required. There is no homeowners association up at Zephyr, so don't worry about that, but there are CCRs. We just wanted to make sure that people weren't parking things they shouldn't be parking. We just want it to stay super nice and protect the homeowner's investment. Let's see, on Zephyr Heights, any questions on that?
I thought there was a maintenance fee for a path or something.
Oh, that's right. So Nathan, when you bought the lots from the developer, he mentioned that he's got in there, and I did read it, that there's a type of walking path. Did the developer tell you exactly how it's going to run and where it's going to start?
Not exactly. There is the master plan is eventually there's going to be additional houses above that, and that's years down the road. But his idea was to connect the 2 subdivisions with a walking path. I think that's probably going to be in a further stage of the development, stage 3 or 4. But it is $35 a month, and that is for the upkeep of that path.
Okay, so $35 a month, that will come to fruition. I don't know if I'm talking out of line, but I do think the developer is planning to develop up the hill onto East Jennings, past the subdivision that he's working on. But he does have quite a few phases going in Zephyr Heights. I'm not sure exactly how many. Is it a total of 4, Nathan, on Zephyr?
A total of 4, that's correct.
Total of 4. So we'll have 4 different phases. Please don't be afraid to reach out to us if you guys want to set up a meeting, or to call me personally. And Bobby's pretty schooled up on it, but to call me personally anytime, you want to chat or just have more information, set up a time, and we can kind of go from there. I believe that's all I had, unless you guys have some questions.
So there's a couple questions in the chat section. So the $10,000 incentive, that's for all homes that are currently not under contract. So that would be a pre-sale or existing inventory. And then the other question was about HOA fees. There's no HOA. There is the $35 a month fee for the upkeep of the trail only. So that would be comparable to like a road maintenance agreement.
The great news, Morgan. Morgan, you just put something in the chat about the loan limits are now conforming loans are going to $715,000. Morgan, what were they? Was it 400 and something, I think, right?
647.
Our conventional loan limits were 647.2.
Okay.
And so these aren't the real loan limits that will come out later on in the year. This is just what Guild thinks that they will be. So they've allowed us to go like public with them. And so for now, 715,000.
Okay. So I need to make sure that I understand what you're saying. So they were at 6 something
Yep. The
for a
conventional
conforming loan?
Yep.
Is
Conventional.
that
loan.
across the board?
So no, FHA loans are still less.
Right.
This is
But I
just
mean, for
conventional. Yep. But we've taken the conventional loan limit and just.
So can any of the lenders on the Zoom tell me what the FHA is now, maximum for finance?
I've got it, Vicky. It's $420,680.
So for your FHA buyers, so I'd love to incorporate some of the lenders talking. I think we've got a few more minutes left on Zoom. So from a lender's standpoint, are there anybody can speak up and, you know, give tips, or if they have some information on FHA buyers, conventional, and whatever you want to say.
$10,000 incentive is going to be super great. So I'm really glad to see that. So thank you.
Okay. Is there anything from a lender standpoint, you guys, that you know, you could give us tips or advice to be talking to our clients about when they're getting ready to prepare an offer? When I had talked to John not that long ago, he was talking about the mortgage insurance, and I was totally unaware of that a seller could pay the mortgage insurance up front like that and help with the payments. So is there anything else you guys can think of? Because I really want to make sure the agents understand how that works, and there's no dumb questions. Agents, if you have questions on the Zoom, please bring it up because you're helping everybody. So Casey Lynch asked what the VA loan limit was. It looks like Morgan responded 647.2. So that's good to know on a VA. And that's not a jumbo, that's just a regular one, Morgan? Okay.
VA is unlimited 0% down payment.
Yep.
Unlimited.
0%
With full entitlement, you can do up to $20 million with 0 down payment.
Okay, so why does it say V is at 647.2, Morgan?
That's our VA loan limit.
Okay, so they're
So
different
you
from lender to lender.
It shouldn't. VA is typically about the same as conventional. A common misconception is that you can only have one home financed as a VA loan and get a 0% down, but technically you could have more than one home financed with a VA as long as you have enough entitlement for it. And that's easy enough to figure out by doing a worksheet. So you can have multiple homes financed with, 0 down payment.
I did not know that. Thank you. I didn't know VA could have, I thought you had to own or occupy.
You do have to own or occupy, but say you're moving from one place where you have a VA loan and you're moving to another place and you would like to get a VA loan, you can still do that and still have a 0% down payment potentially.
Okay, thank you. So where does jumbo start? Jesse James is asking, where does the jumbo loan start?
So for any lender that hasn't increased their loan limits for 2022 yet, your jumbo will be anything over 647,200. So anything over that is a jumbo technically.
Okay.
For us, for Guild right now, because we have, and it was actually today that it went into effect. For us right now, the jumbo is anything over 715,000. So your purchase price can be a lot higher, right? Your purchase price can be anything as long as you're putting enough down to get down to that conforming loan limit.
Okay. So are we seeing, I mean, have we been seeing more jumbo loans, Morgan, in the area? Or not really?
I mean, no, not necessarily, because our house prices, I would say jumbo is when your house price is maybe like 800,000, right? Because then you have to be able to put enough to get down. I mean, the minimum is 5%.
Right.
So If you don't have enough to get down to that conforming loan limit, you do a jumbo. But another option instead of jumbo is just to have a first and then a second. And I think that's typically what a lot of lenders try to do because it's easier to qualify for than a jumbo.
Right. Right. That makes sense. Thank you, Morgan. Julie?